The night air is cool against my skin, a crisp reminder of the summer's slow fade into autumn. I stand in the backyard, hands shoved deep in my pockets, the screen of my phone illuminating my face like a beacon of uncertainty. I scroll through social media, my thumb moving mechanically, but my mind is elsewhere, focused on the door I'm waiting for. It creaks open, and she steps out barefoot, a ghost of the girl I once knew. "Ethan, you could have just knocked," she says, her voice a low murmur against the stillness of the night. It's a challenge, a dare hung in the cool air between us, a tether pulling taut, threatening to snap. I'm Ethan Lewis, 25, a graphic designer, and right now, I feel like a kid caught in someone else's world, the thrill of being here laced with the fear of what might come next. Her name is Clara, my best friend's older sister, a striking 28 with an effortless beauty that seems to cling to her like the remnants of sleep still dusting her eyes. She stands in the doorway, a half-zip hoodie, messy hair framing her face. There's a softness to her, a vulnerability that contrasts sharply with the confident flair of her words. And yet, here we are, inches apart, the air thick with unspoken truths. The porch light casts long shadows, and the world around us feels suspended, as if the universe is holding its breath, waiting to see how this moment unfolds. "What are you doing out here?" she asks, stepping closer, the warmth of her presence almost tangible. The space between us crackles with tension, a line drawn in the sand that I'm not sure I want to cross. I stumble over my words, unsure of what I'm really doing here. "I needed some air." She raises an eyebrow, a playful challenge hidden in her gaze. Needed air or needed to avoid someone? A beat hangs between us, heavy with implication. I swallow hard, my heart racing. "Maybe both," I reply, my voice barely a whisper. "Come on," she says, gesturing with her hand as if to beckon me into her world. "You can't just lurk around here. It's weird. Weird." There's that word again, cutting through the air like a knife, and yet it feels so right to be here, to be close to her. I hesitate, caught in the gravitational pull of her eyes, the way they glimmer with mischief and something deeper. "Okay," I finally say, stepping forward. "Maybe I'm here for you." She blinks, the smile on her lips wavering for just a second. "Then what's stopping you from coming inside?" A million thoughts race through my mind. The risks, the consequences, the inevitable fallout of wanting something I shouldn't. Yet all I can focus on is the way she stands there, looking at me like I'm something more than just her brother's friend. "Maybe I'm afraid of what I'll find if I do," I admit, my voice low, raw with honesty. "Or maybe you're just afraid of what I'll find out," she replies, eyes narrowing slightly, a teasing edge creeping back into her tone. "Clara?" I start, but the words die on my lips as I feel that invisible line pull taut, the urge to cross it battling with the instinct to retreat. "Come on," she says again, her voice softer now. "If you're going to stand out here, at least let me make you a drink. It's too quiet, and I'm not ready to be alone just yet." And just like that, she holds out her hand, an invitation laced with uncertainty and something thrilling. The world falls away, and suddenly, it's just the two of us under the vast, star-speckled sky. I nod, taking half a step toward her, then another, the distance between us shrinking until I'm standing on the threshold of her world. As I cross the threshold into the kitchen, the comforting hum of the refrigerator fills the silence, and the scent of something sweet lingers in the air. Baking, perhaps, or something Clara had made earlier. She moves with a grace that captivates me, rummaging through the cabinets as I lean against the counter, watching her. "What do you want?" she asks, glancing over her shoulder. "Coffee? Tea? I can make a mean hot chocolate." "Hot chocolate sounds good," I reply, my voice almost swallowed by the intimacy of the moment. "Coming right up," she grins, pulling out a mug. The way she moves, the confidence in her demeanor, sends my heart racing all over again. I can't shake the feeling that I'm treading on dangerous ground, yet the pull of her presence is intoxicating. As she prepares the drink, I study her, the way her hair falls over her shoulder, the slight furrow in her brow as she concentrates. There's a softness to her that makes me want to reach out and touch her, to bridge the gap that feels like a chasm between us. "Why are you really here, Ethan?" she asks suddenly, her voice cutting through the silence, pulling me from my thoughts. The question hangs in the air, heavy and laden with implications. I could lie, deflect, but something in her gaze compels me to be honest. "I guess I've been thinking about you a lot lately." "Thinking about me?" she echoes, a teasing lilt in her voice, but there's an undercurrent of curiosity in her eyes. "Yeah," I admit, leaning forward slightly, the distance between us dwindling. "You're not just Clara, my best friend's sister. You're more than that. I just didn't know how to say it." For a moment, she's silent, processing my words, her expression shifting from playful to contemplative. "And now, I pause, searching for the right words. Now, I'm standing here, wondering if I've crossed a line. Her gaze holds mine, and the air grows thick with tension, a silent acknowledgement of the uncharted territory we're both navigating. "Maybe we both have," she finally says, her voice barely above a whisper. The hot chocolate bubbles quietly on the stove, the only sound in the room as we stand there, suspended in a moment that feels both exhilarating and terrifying. The weight of our unspoken desires hangs heavily between us, and I can feel the pulse of my heart echoing in my ears. "Do you think we should stop?" she asks, her voice steady, yet laced with something vulnerable. I shake my head, the instinct to pull away fighting against the desire to stay. "I don't want to stop. I don't want to lose what we have." "Ethan," she says, stepping closer, her presence overwhelming. "What if this changes everything?" A million thoughts race through my mind, but one stands out. What if it changes everything for the better? Her breath catches, and for a fleeting moment, I think she might pull away. Instead, she leans in closer, the warmth of her body radiating against mine. "You're playing with fire," she whispers, her eyes locked on mine. "Maybe I want to get burned," I reply, the words slipping out before I can stop them. A flicker of something unspoken passes between us, and then she reaches out, her fingers brushing against my arm, sending a jolt of electricity through me. The heat of her touch ignites a spark I didn't know I was missing. Just as I lean in, the sound of her brother's voice drifts in from the living room, a jarring reminder of the boundaries we're both skirting. "Clara, you in there?" Panic floods my system, and I step back, the moment shattered like glass. "Shit," I mutter under my breath, the reality of our situation crashing down around me. "Ethan," Clara says, her voice a mix of urgency and regret. "We shouldn't." "I know." I cut her off, my heart racing as I back away from the counter, the heat of the moment dissipating like smoke. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." "Just wait," she says, her eyes wide, and I can see the conflict swirling in her gaze. "Let me handle this." I nod, my heart pounding as I retreat to the other side of the kitchen, the distance between us now palpable, a chasm widened by the intrusion of reality. "Yeah, I'm here," she calls out, her voice steady, yet tinged with an edge of tension. "Just making some hot chocolate. Do you want some?" "No thanks," her brother replies, oblivious to the charged atmosphere lingering in the air. I watch as she forces a smile, the easy camaraderie she shares with him a stark contrast to the intensity of our moment. I can feel the weight of my own emotions pressing down on me, the fear of what we almost crossed hanging like a specter in the air. "Ethan," she says softly, glancing back at me, her eyes searching mine. "Maybe I should just go," I suggest, my voice low, the heaviness of the moment threatening to suffocate me. No, she replies, her tone firm despite the uncertainty in her gaze. Stay. I want you here. Just then, her brother's footsteps echo down the hallway, and I take a breath, my heart racing as I try to regain my composure. I can't stay if he's here, I say, the words tumbling out before I can stop them. It'll be fine, she insists, her eyes pleading with me to stay. And for a moment, I'm torn between the thrill of her presence and the reality of the situation. But as I look into her eyes, I can see the genuine desire for connection, the longing mirrored in my own. All right, I say, forcing a smile despite the tension in my chest. I'll stay. For now. The door swings open fully, and her brother steps in, breaking the fragile spell that had enveloped us. I can feel the shift in the atmosphere, the tension dissipating but leaving a lingering heat in the air. Hey man, he greets me, completely unaware of the uncharted territory we've just ventured into. What are you doing here? Just hanging out, I reply, forcing the casualness into my voice, my heart still racing from the moment we almost shared. Cool, cool, he says, grabbing a snack from the counter, blissfully oblivious. Clara shoots me a glance, a mix of frustration and amusement, and I can't help but smile back. The rest of the evening unfolds in a haze of laughter and casual conversation, the weight of our moment pushed aside but never forgotten. Clara and I steal glances at each other, the unspoken tension lingering in the air like a phantom, always hovering just out of reach. When I finally leave, the chill of the night air wraps around me, a stark contrast to the warmth I felt in her presence. The world outside feels like a different realm entirely, the weight of our almost moment still pressing heavily on my chest. Driving home, I can't shake the feeling that things have changed, that the line we danced around has blurred in a way I can't quite comprehend. I think about Clara, the way she looked at me, the way the world felt different when I was near her. And as I pull into my driveway, I know that the night has shifted something between us, a fragile understanding that hangs in the air, unresolved but filled with possibilities. Tomorrow will come, and with it, the weight of what we almost crossed will linger, but for tonight, I hold on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, we'll find our way back to that moment.